AI is developing at a rate that no one could have possibly foreseen coming, and it's not stopping anytime soon. We've obviously got Lily Phillips, who is an OF content creator, now using AI to basically continue her cash flow whilst clawing back or drawing back from actually doing the work herself. We're at a weird transition in life where we're starting to see AI come into play a hell of a lot more than we ever have before. And we've just heard of one of the weirdest ways, or wildest ways at least, that AI is going to be incorporated into the adult industry. Now, bear with me here because there's some moving parts that lead up to where we are today. So obviously we all are very well aware, especially if you've been keeping up with the antics of this channel, with Bonnie Blue, Lily Phillips, and all the rest of it, all these other people that are coming out to do all of this crazy stuff. And essentially, right, where we're at now is that Lily Phillips, who has kind of trailblazed a lot of this crazy stuff, has announced that she plans to launch a new AI version of herself to fans to defile as they please. Her words, not mine, right? Literally, they are going to create an AI version of Lily Phillips that people can literally just do whatever they please with, create whatever they please with, and her body is essentially just the model to this program. I dread to think where we're going to head with this, but that's where we're at. Now, currently, obviously, we all are very well aware she blew up to popularity in 2024, documenting her controversial stunts on viral YouTube videos where she allegedly slept with 100 guys in a single day. She's been in competition with Bonnie Blue and all the rest of it. But recently, she announced that she plans to launch an AI-generated version of herself to essentially, which is essentially a customizable digital doppelganger. And the idea is allow fans unrestricted interaction, described in a headline as, quote-unquote, for fans to defile as they please. While reducing her personal involvement in high-stress shoots, she shared this in interviews around early September of 2025, citing health concerns like a recent hospital visit due to exhaustion from her demanding antics. The AI avatar would generate personalized content that she might not be able or willing to produce physically, blending her girl next door aesthetic with the interactive tech to maintain revenue streams. Now, this move positions her at the intersection of AI and adult entertainment, potentially revolutionizing fan engagement by offering on-demand tailored experiences, and has drawn buzz on platforms like X, with users speculating the implications for the industry, from job displacement, performer, new crypto tokens inspired by the news, for example, and critics see it as a logical evaluation amid industry saturation. While supporters hail it as empowering creators to scale without burnout, as of mid-September 2025, the project appears in its early planning stages with no confirmed launch date. So that's essentially where we're at. And I can't help but feel that this little moment that went viral recently with her father may have also had a part to play in it. If you haven't seen it, here it is right here.
If there's anything that we could do that would change their profession, we'd do it overnight.
Yeah, we'd do anything to stop her doing the extreme stuff.
Yeah, it is the degradingness of it. And it's just making sure also that she's safe.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think, what have we done anything wrong with our upbringing? But
Don't think so.
We've had, well, as far as I'm concerned, they've had nothing but nice times and love.
Now, obviously, that's a very powerful thing for a father to say about her or their daughter's profession. That, it is degrading, to use that word, degrading. Physically demanding, putting herself potentially in danger. Now, Lily's not stupid, right? She's very well aware that she can't make this level of cash doing anything else now. And also, her digital footprint would probably make it very, very difficult for her to get a job, arguably anywhere, okay? She's kind of bound now to this kind of entertainment industry for probably the rest of her life. She could transition to other forms of social media and get a bit of a cleaner reputation, but this is what's paying the bills and paying the big bucks. So how do you eliminate you having to do the dirty work, right, by doing these insane challenges or doing these insane things that people want you to do, whilst also maintaining that extreme cash flow? Well, the genius thing to do would be to create an AI-generated version of yourself, which can put you in the positions that people physically demand of you without you having to actually do it. There is zero work for Lily, apart from upkeep of the site and the program, and maximum cash revenue. People are still going to get off on it, and that's the kind of crazy thing. I can't help but feel, obviously, she cited in interviews and stuff like this, like to the Star, for example, where, you know, she said her loved ones obviously made it difficult to come to terms with her making a living. And she's also admitted that she went into hospital because her body was so stressed out by her antics. Phillips appeared to have fatigue and protected herself, giving her fans more access to her. Now, she went on and stated, the fans, would know it was AI, but some men might want to see me in positions that I can't get myself into. I'm not that flexible, but an AI bot could do the splits, like make it a differentiate from the content that I have on my own page. Who doesn't want to make money from doing not a lot? I mean, she's completely open about it, fair enough. Basically, AI Lily would do anything and all the work that she doesn't have to, while still bringing in all the cash for her to enjoy. Obviously, a lot of people are going to see a lot of issue with this because people don't necessarily like AI. People don't want to see AI become a natural part of life anymore. But ultimately, this is the way that the world is heading. We can't stop it. You can't stop it. It's going to happen. Yes, Lily's going to end up making a shit ton of money whilst doing very, very little work to get that money. But I guess some people would argue that the heavy lifting and the hard work and the, you know, big steps have already been taken by Lily, which has put her in this position, which has built up her audience, and now she can just kind of enjoy the fruits of her labour, quite literally. But you know, it's one of those ones where it's like very, very weird, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of other people follow suit. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Bonnie bot or something crazy like that, or a, you know, the Lily Phillips bot kind of trailblaze a lot of this industry, because it can just basically do everything that she can't on demand, fill everybody's like cup of tea essentially, right? Fill up everyone's cup, do what they want, and then they just get to do it with her and she gets paid. It's kind of ingenious. Like, truly, I don't know how else to describe it. It is very, very clever. That's all there is to it. I mean, ultimately, it actually stops what everyone wanted to stop, which was these crazy shenanigans going on. Everyone's getting what they want. Lily's making bank, and no one can really hate on her for that. And one of my favourite parts of AI is the fact that people will just take like famous IPs, Jurassic Park, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and they will just absolutely obliterate it with AI. But does that make it worse? Jurassic Park, but it's been ruined by AI. Let's just get into this, because if there's anything that I love, it's with AI. It's the creative uses that people have for it when they just absolutely obliterate fan favourite movies. And Jurassic Park is definitely up there as a fan favourite. Let's take a little look.
You're facing a $20 million lawsuit by the family of that worker, and you're telling me that Hammond can't even bother to see me?
This is why I love it. Expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. This video, by the way, comes from a YouTube channel called Fiend Core, so go and check them out as well. I'll link them down in the description.
He's a digger.
See? That's a satisfying ass noise, though. Like, there's no denying that is. What I love as well is you can almost enjoy the movie without the copyright restrictions, because obviously it's transformative. Sometimes it makes the movie so much better.
What the hell do you think you're doing in here?
Squad!
Oh my gosh!
hours from now, if they're not...
Oh, I've dabbled with AI, and the fact that, like, this is the way that AI, like, thinks, obviously. This must have been Max is something, I can't remember what it was called, the program. But it, like, you put in a prompt, obviously, and then suddenly it will take what you've given it, but it will also not give you what you wanted, which sometimes makes it so much funnier.
Convinced? I'm not convinced. I shut you down, John. Ah! That's correct.
Oh, it's the way that the movie should have gone. Just brilliant. Who thinks of this stuff? Oh, okay, there's a lot of gunfire in this one. Someone's trigger happy.
We're gonna make a fortune with it.
Then there's scenes like that where you're just kind of like, you know, you put that in for the sake of runtime. What is going on? It's the out of pocket stuff like this.
Dangerously, but, well, there it is.
POV every moviegoer when that scene happened.
Like that. Now, let's say a drop of water falls on your hand. Which way is the drop going to roll off? Of which finger or...
It's a dino track. Bro, what? It's just the way that people just die, like, all the time. AI will just be like, it'll be like, the prompt will be like, oh, make this man die in the dinosaur mouth, and AI will just go, say no more, and then the person will crawl out and they'll just go, like, what is this? I love it.
Yep. Yeah, got that. That storm centre hasn't dissipated or changed course.
At least 15 minutes. Give me the 15
Couldn't tell if they're fighting or making out. It's great.
minutes.
No promises!
Bro, is that dino some moolah? He's like the hitman. It's just because of the copyright, no one wants to put the music in, right? So it's just the uncomfortable noises as well, which makes it so much better.
Say the magic word.
Please! God damn it!
Have you tried switching it off and on again? What is this, a Diddy party? POV Bonnie Blue one day into her Bang Bus tour.
Cool. Stay cool.
Someone's vibing so fucking good right now. Why is it guns all the time? Like, to be fair, in the original movie, I did always think, why didn't they just kind of pack the cars with some kind of equipment for safety? Do you know what I mean? Like, in case of a situation like this, AI thinking outside the box.
No.
Bro just willingly accepted his fate.
Max, you took me! Grab the wire!
Roll credits! For God's sake. Why has everyone got bats? It's either bats or guns.
I can see the fleas, Mummy. Can't you see the fleas? Clown.
So uncomfortable. Okay, that's fucking good. That's really... That's good.
They're flocking this way.
I thought, oh, it's a bit of a dead scene, but then suddenly him getting run over was pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie.
Keep low and follow me.
Oh, it's the bat! It's the tails!
Clever girl.
Bro. So you, it's because you've always wondered, why did she run like that? Batter up!
Crikey.
It's these out of pocket things that I fucking love about this. Crocky. It's like mafia bosses, like they're after their drug money. Get the bats, get the bats! There they are! Get your bat, get your bat. There it is. Thank God, I was worried we weren't going to get it there.
It's a unit system. I know this. It's all the files of the whole park. It tells you everything. I gotta find the right...
Get your bat, go on. Yes, there it is. Oh, now. I'm not gonna lie, my intrusive thought as a kid was always, yeah, that looked pretty tasty on the top of there. Like, that looked like a pretty damn good lollipop. And the world has just witnessed some incredible scenes with Meta and Ray-Ban partnering up to make some new AI glasses. A lot of people were a little bit meh about the previous generation, but this generation has just completely changed the game. Meta has just changed the game. They've just released, or announced at least, their brand new AI glasses, and they are taking the world by storm. You may remember, obviously, Meta have already collaborated with Ray-Ban to create their previous AI glasses, which were, you know, I guess the, like, pilot for this project. And they had the cameras in it, and it was supposed to be like, you know, you could kind of do lots of very cool things with these glasses. But they've just stepped this up tenfold. To the point where, right, they've obviously just announced a brand new lineup of AI-powered smart glasses, positioning them as the next evolution in wearable technology. Now, right now, the highlight is that Meta Ray-Ban Display. So, the company's first consumer-ready smart glasses with built-in heads-up display, otherwise known as a HUD. You know, you see these kinds of things in video games for visual notifications and AI interactions. Now, these build on the success of Meta's previous Ray-Ban Meta glasses, which sold over 2 million units since 2023, and aim to integrate Meta AI more seamlessly into daily life. Zuckerberg has described the glasses as, quote, the ideal form factor for personal AI, allowing AI to see what you see, hear what you hear, and provide guidance throughout the day. The event also featured some live demo glitches, such as a failed video call and recipe lookups, which drew light-hearted comments from Zuckerberg and CTO Andrew Bosworth, but didn't overshadow the announcement at all. Now, the release is seen as a stepping stone towards a more advanced AR prototype like Orion, which unveiled in 2024, with the potential 2027 launch. Now, the key features of the Ray-Ban Meta glasses are the display, so full color, high resolution micro LED HUD projectors into the lens, which appears and disappears on command for notifications, maps, captions, text, and real-time AI responses, as you can see on your screen right now. AI integration, so powered by Meta via hands-free assistance, for example, recipe guidance via camera feed, navigation overlays, and quick replies, which supports multimodal inputs like voice visuals. Also, the control method, so paired with Meta Neural Band wristband, which provides electromyography, or an EMG, I should have just said EMG, to detect subtle hand gestures for typing, scrolling, and app navigation. And the band is water resistant, available in multiple colors, and offers 18 hours of battery life. There's also a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera for 3K video capture, open ear speakers for calls and music and AI audio. The battery life on these bad boys is up to 6 hours of active use and charges via the case and extends to a total runtime. And then there's also the design and comfort, so lightweight Ray-Ban Wayfarer style frames in 2 sizes and colours for inconspicuous for all day wear. Now, you're probably wondering, how much is this going to set you back? The price for this is $799, which does include the neural band that they spoke about. And the launch date is set to be September 30th of 2025, available at select US retailers like Best Buy, LensCrafters, and also Ray-Ban stores. And international rollouts will follow, so I'll be getting it later on. And there was also the Ray-Ban Meta Gen 2, which is an audio-only upgrade with 2 times the battery life, up to 8 hours, 3K video capture, and enhanced AI, which is priced at $379. And the Oakley Meta Vanguard, so sports-focused model, which is a rugged design, impact-resistant lenses, and AI features for athletes, for example, performance tracking, which is priced at $500 or $499, launching in October of 2025. Now, Mark Zuckerberg did obviously do a very typical rollout, you know, like what Apple do every single year with their rollout of products, where he basically unveiled it to the world, showed off the features, showed off how cool it was and stuff like this, and basically gave a live demo.
This is Meta Ray-Ban Display. These are glasses with the classic style that you'd expect from Ray-Ban, but they're the first AI glasses with a high-resolution display and a whole new way to interact with them, the Meta Neural Band. That's this guy. All right, now, the display is large enough to watch a video or, read a thread of messages. It appears in one eye. It's slightly off-center, so it doesn't block your view. It is very high resolution and very bright. I mean, like 42 pixels per degree, which is sharper than any major headset that's out there, and up to 5,000 nits of brightness. So it is crisp whether you're indoors or outdoors on the sunniest day. And then there's the neural interface, the Meta Neural Band. So for the glasses, we are replacing the keyboard, mouse, touchscreen, buttons, dials, with the ability to send signals from your brain with little muscle movements that the neural band will pick up so you can silently control your glasses with barely perceptible movements. We have built a neural interface into a durable, lightweight, comfortable, and good-looking wristband, we wanted to make it really easy to send and receive messages. So it's good to just be able to type without anyone seeing, and so now I'm going to be able to open up Meta AI with a subtle tap that you're probably not even going to see. Play California Dreamin'.
From Spotify, here's California Dreamin' by the Mamas and the Papas.
All right, and if I want to adjust the volume, I act like there's a volume control in front of me, and I can just turn it, and there we go. With the Ray-Ban Metas, they're going to be able to turn up the volume on a friend, but with the display, you could do even better. You can put subtitles on the world.
Yeah, let me get it going right now.
All right.
We're ready for it.
If you have an issue hearing, then I think that this is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, I agree. And it's also cool, it can do translation. So if I'm talking to somebody who speaks a different language than me, I'll get a translation in my native language right on the display, real-life subtitles.
All right, should we show the camera? Let's do it. All right, so let me just go ahead and pull up the camera. I got a lot of missed calls from you.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I was trying to call you.
I don't know what happened.
Were you busy?
Yeah, all right. All right, what should we take? You got some sick shoes, man.
Some Alex Alpert Oakley's here.
Yeah, there you go. All right. I'll take some photos. You know what? Let's go ahead and take a video.
Thank you.
Say hi. You want to wave? All right, there you go.
Huh?
Pretty amazing new things. The last thing that I want to show is a glimpse of how this is going to work with agentic AI. In every conversation, there are normally like 5 things that you want to follow up on. The promise of glasses and AI is that they're going to help with this over time. So you just start a live AI session, and the glasses are going to be able to see what you see, hear what you hear, and they're going to be able to go off and think about it, and then come back and help you. The glasses are going to come in 2 colors. They're going to come in black and sand. And you are going to be able to buy the set for $7.99 in stores, where you can get demos as well, on September 30th.
Obviously, a very good little segment there. We didn't get to... Well, we got kind of the key points of the glasses. They do look stylish, they do look functional, and it does work very well from what we've seen. Obviously, this is a live tech demo. They're always going to, work probably the best. But when it's out in the field, that's when we'll probably get the true test and nature of what these glasses are capable of. Considering these things are under $1,000, I think, that's quite reasonable. I wouldn't have been surprised to see these things capping over $1,000, maybe even $1,500. But the fact that they are sub $800, only by $1, but sub $800 is quite impeccable. And to take a bit more of a serious tone towards the end of this video, Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, was just confronted by I forget his name, but he's basically just been confronted for a whistleblower at OpenAI for copyright infringement, winding up dead by suicide. Tucker Carlson has just confronted the OpenAI CEO, Sam Altman, over the mysterious disappearance of a whistleblower who came out to basically talk about the OpenAI, program and how unethical things were starting to become with regards to the development of AI. Now, if you remember, the godfather of AI who quit Google, right, quit for the very same reasons. Because it was becoming unethical, the way that Google were developing this. And it's essentially become a bit of a space race, but with AI. Everyone wants to be the first to develop the best possible AI. We've got X and, XAI with Elon Musk, who's developing Grok. You've got OpenAI, obviously, with ChatGPT. You've got Google with their own version of Gemini. You've got all sorts of AI programs just popping up out of the blue now. And everybody wants to be the best. And it's starting to get a little bit messy. let me give you a little bit of a brief kind of background on this. So, Sucha Balaji was a 26-year-old Indian-American AI researcher who worked at OpenAI for nearly 4 years. He's going to be the person that we kind of talk about first, contributing to the training of models like ChatGPT. But he resigned in August of 2024 amid growing disillusionment with the company's practices, particularly after the internal board drama involving CEO Sam Altman's brief outburst and rehiring. Or ousting, and rehiring. Balaji publicly accused OpenAI of violating US copyright laws by using vast amounts of internet data, much of it copyrighted, without permission or compensation to the creators, in an interview with the New York Times in October of 2024. He described this as quote-unquote theft and suggested it undermined the fair use defences in ongoing lawsuits against OpenAI by the publishers like The Times. Balaji was not deposed in those cases before his death, and had not revealed any novel internal secrets beyond what he had already made public knowledge about AI training data. Legal experts have noted that his argument, while thoughtful, reflected a non-lawyer's perspective and did not fundamentally alter the copyright debate. But on November 26th of 2024, Balaji was found dead in his San Francisco apartment from a single gunshot wound to the head. Toxicology reports later revealed alcohol, amphetamine, and GHB in his system. The San Francisco Police Department and the city's medical examiner ruled it as a suicide shortly after citing no signs of forced entry. Balaji's recent online searches about brain anatomy, and the fact that there was a gun and he had legally purchased, an autopsy confirmed no evidence of foul play. But that has not stopped the internet from doing what the internet does best, by looking into this case to kind of uncover some things for themselves. Now, Tucker Carlson has, taken the bull by the horns with this one and has literally just spearheaded straight into Sam Altman and given him no room for maneuver in a 7-minute interview where he basically just opens the floor for this. Take a little listen to this. This is incredible.
You had complaints from one programmer who said you guys are basically stealing people's stuff and not paying them, and then he wound up murdered. What was that?
Also a great tragedy. He committed suicide.
Do you think he committed suicide?
I really do.
Have you looked?
This was like a friend of mine. This is like a guy that, and not a close friend, but this is someone that worked at OpenAI for a very long time. I was really shaken by this tragedy. I spent a lot of time trying to, read everything I could, as I'm sure you and others did too, about what happened. It looks like a suicide to me.
Why does it look like a suicide?
It was a gun he had purchased. It was this is like gruesome to talk about, but I read the whole medical record. Does it not look like one to you?
No, he was definitely murdered, I think. There were signs of a struggle, of course. The surveillance camera, the wires had been cut. He had just ordered takeout food, come back from a vacation with his friends on Catalina Island. No indication at all that he was suicidal. No note and no behavior. He had just spoken to a family member on the phone. And then he's found dead with blood in multiple rooms. So that's impossible. Seems really obvious he was murdered. Have you talked to the authorities about it?
I have not talked to the authorities about it.
And his mother claims he was murdered on your orders.
Do you believe that?
I'm asking.
You just said it. So do you believe that?
I think that it is worth looking into. And if a guy comes out and accuses your company of committing crimes, I have no idea if that's true or not, of course, and then is found killed and there are signs of a struggle, I don't think it's worth dismissing it. I don't think we should say, well, he killed himself when there's no evidence that the guy was depressed at all. I think, and if he was your friend, I would think you would want to speak to his mom or...
I did offer. She didn't want to.
So do you feel that, when people look at that and they're like, it's possible that happened, do you feel that that reflects the worries they have about what's happening here? Like, people are afraid that this is like...
I haven't done too many interviews where I've been accused of like...
Oh, I'm not accusing you at all. I'm just saying his mother says that. I don't think a fair read of the evidence suggests suicide at all. I just don't see that at all. And I also don't understand why the authorities, when there's signs of a struggle and blood in 2 rooms on a suicide, like how does that actually happen? I don't understand how the authorities could just kind of dismiss that as a suicide. I think it's weird.
You understand how this sounds like an accusation?
Of course. And I certainly, let me just be clear once again, not accusing you of any wrongdoing, but I think it's worth finding out what happened. And I don't understand why the city of San Francisco has refused to investigate it beyond just calling it a suicide.
I mean, I think they looked into it a couple of times, more than once, as I understand it. I saw and I will totally say, when I first heard about this, it sounded very suspicious to me.
Yes.
And I know you had been involved in...
Well, his mother reached out
to the case.
And I don't know anything about it. It's not my world.
She just reached out cold?
She reached out cold.
Wow.
And I spoke to her at great length, and it scared the crap out of me. The kid was clearly killed by somebody. That was my conclusion, objectively, with no skin in the game.
And you, after reading the latest report?
Yes.
Like, look.
I immediately called a member of Congress from California, Ro Khanna, and said, this is crazy. You've got to look into this. And nothing ever happened. And I'm like, what is that?
Again, I think this is, I feel strange and sad debating this and having to defend myself seems totally crazy. And you are a little bit accusing me, but this was like a wonderful person and a family that is clearly struggling.
Yes.
And I think you can totally take the point that you're just trying to get to the truth of what happened. And I respect that. But I think his memory and his family deserve to be treated with a level of respect and grief that I don't quite feel here.
I'm asking at the behest of his family. So I'm definitely showing them respect. And I'm not accusing you of any involvement in this at all. What I am saying is that the evidence does not suggest suicide. And for the authorities in your city to elide past that and ignore the evidence that any reasonable person would say adds up to a murder, I think is very weird. And it shakes the faith that one has in our system's ability to respond to the facts.
So what I was going to say is after the first set of information that came out, I was really like, man, this doesn't look like a suicide. I'm confused. This looks like...
Okay, so I'm not being crazy here at all.
But then after the second thing came out and the more detail, I was like, oh, okay.
What changed your mind?
The second report on the way the bullet entered him and the sort of person who had like followed the sort of likely path of things through the room. I assume you looked at this too.
Yes, I did.
And what about that didn't change your mind?
It just didn't make any sense to me. Why would the security camera wires be cut? And how did he wind up bleeding in 2 rooms after shooting himself? And why was there a wig in the room that wasn't his? And has there ever been a suicide where there's no indication at all that the person was suicidal who just ordered takeout food? I mean, who orders DoorDash and then shoots himself? I mean, maybe. I've covered a lot of crimes as a police reporter. I've never heard of anything like that. So no, I was even more confused.
This is where it gets into, I think, a little bit painful, just not the level of respect I'd hope to show to someone with this kind of mental illness.
I get it. I totally get it. It's
people
just
do commit suicide without notes a lot. Like that happens.
For sure.
People definitely order food they like before they commit suicide. Like this is an incredible tragedy, and
That's his family's view, and they think it was a murder, and that's why I'm asking the question.
If I were his family, I am sure I would want answers, and I'm sure I would not be satisfied with really any. I mean, there's nothing that would comfort me in that, you know?
Right.
Like, so I get it. I also care a lot about respect to him.
Right.
It's a weird one because, you know, just kind of watching that interview, the way that Tucker Carlson really probes the question without actually saying or being accusational. Yes, the the thought process is there. Like, he's clearly asking the questions down the line of, did you have anything to do with this? Sam Altman was never going to admit to that, ever. Of course it was only ever going to go that way. But the way that this goes down is very akin to that of the Boeing whistleblower. If you remember that case that happened, I think it was last year, maybe the start of this year, I can't quite remember. I think it was last year, 2024, when the Boeing whistleblower was found dead in his car by alleged suicide before he was supposed to turn up to court to blow the whistle against Boeing for, misdeeds, mispractices within the Boeing engines, which led to a lot of catastrophic failures. It's very suspicious, and these things always wind up just fading away and getting brushed under the carpet, even though they shouldn't do, because there's no way of categorically proving, there was foul play involved in this. Now, the police reports allegedly came back and stated no foul play at all, that they don't believe that there was foul play. Obviously, the evidence that is, provided can tell a different story, but it's really difficult to actually know without, actually having physical copies of the police reports, without having physical evidence to go off of. Obviously, the wig, the blood splats in different rooms, and, no history of being suicidal, no... The evidence doesn't point towards a suicide, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it wasn't. What do you guys make of all this? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, jump scare the hell out of that like button and subscribe, and until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.